appreciate that, but I'm gonna need to see your driver's license. Hey, I am Chuck the Bureaucrat, and today I want to share with you a highly effective technique to deal with sort of the normal verbal abuse you run into as you do your job. This very simple technique comes to us from a guy named George J Thompson, and he's the author of a book called Verbal Judo. Now, Thompson is the classic person who takes skills from different areas in his life and he combines them to get a real insight on the world. Get this. He has a PhD in English, a black belt in judo, and for reasons that aren't really 100% clear, he ended up becoming a police officer. And as you can imagine, as a police officer, you are the subject of a lot of verbal abuse. In fact, Thompson makes the point that if you're going to do anything that makes the world a better place, you are going to be the subject of verbal abuse. Not only are people going to resist you, fight change, but even the people who support you are going to attack you to make sure that your position is sound. And so one of the key things that you need to be able to do is deflect that verbal abuse without engaging in it. And that's where his black belt in judo really comes in, because he had mastered that in the physical world. And as a young cop, you can kind of imagine that they paired him with an older cop. And because he had background in understanding the English language at a detailed level, he started to notice things that these older cops said to get their job done. One of these is what he calls a strip phrase or a springboard phrase. At the simplest level, this is going to be a compound sentence where we're going to say two things with the word but in between. And one of the reasons I find this interesting is because I'm a fan of Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. Dale Carnegie makes a huge point about never using the word but as part of a counseling or mentoring session. However, Thompson makes the word but a key element in these strip phrases. Okay, the way a strip phrase works is in the first half of the sentence, you are going to respond positively to the verbal abuse. You're going to say but, and then you're going to restate the request that caused the abuse. And you are going to change the way you talk when you shift from the first part to the second part. In the first part of the sentence, you're going to kind of drawl your words. You'll say, I appreciate that, or I understand, or And then in the second half, you shift to a more formal and precise way of speaking. So when you do it, it sounds like this. I appreciate that, sir, but I'm going to need to see your license and registration. Yeah. But these numbers don't add up. I understand, but we need to run this past the lawyers. Now, I know that you don't exactly want to respond to verbal abuse with some sort of positive affirmation that you understand them. But the sheer fact that you don't attack them back puts them off balance. And then, by the time you've made it to the end of the sentence, you are back in control. Look, one of the things that we expect of you as you rise through the ranks is that you start to develop discipline in how you behave, that you control what you say, and that you communicate effectively. If you want to learn another technique from George Thompson, watch this video on how to interrupt someone and have them appreciate you.